Welcome back to part 5 of my Mechanism tutorial and a new microphone, so you may find this to be a little better. Let me know in the comments. So, where are we? Well, I've created a sugarcane farm. We'll come back to that shortly. It's powered by a separate set of windmills. Again, we'll come back to that shortly. What are we going to be doing in this episode? Well, we'd like to move on to tier 4, but we can't. And the reason why we can't is this. We're out of power. Why are we out of power? Well, I've got a couple of gas-burning generators with hydrogen in them. I've got the windmills from the original set outside, and I've gone and crafted another type of generator. That type of generator is the solar generators. They are here. Advanced solar generators consist of 4 of the normal solar generators, which consist of 3 of the solar panels. And I could show those on camera. They're useful, and I probably will create one later in the episode, but don't worry about it for now. Mainly, we want to move on to fixing these gas generators. I knew when I created them, they were only really there for the excess of stuff that we got from our electrolytic capacitor? Separator. They were only there for the excess, these hydrogen bottles or gas tanks. The problem there really is that adding more of these isn't going to be useful, or at least not with hydrogen. Because if I had more, I need more hydrogen, which means I need more electrical capacitors. But electrical capacitors are the things that are consuming all the power, or it is consuming a lot of the power. It uses a huge amount. If you look at the top there, it's just hoovering it as fast as the universal cables can send it in. So we're going to need to replace hydrogen in those gas generators, and there is a good way of doing that in Mekanism. So this is one of the kind of mid to high tier power possibilities, and once we have this running, we'll then move on to even further ore generation, efficiency. So how do we get that? Well, we're going to need some of this hydrogen, so let's take some of that anyway. And that sugarcane farm. Now, you can use any type of farm that you like for biomass, and that's what we're going to be creating. Sugarcane, I find ideal. And it's growing this fast because of another thing in this mod. Don't worry about why it's growing fast. It's not important for Mekanism, which is the point of this tutorial series. It's just generating lots of sugarcane. Now, on the inside, I've dug out a new room for this. Over here, as you can see, it's a lot's coming in. And it's just coming in over the top here. If I just get rid of this cover, you'll see it coming in from the farm. Underneath, we also have some more bits and pieces. Let's just uncover that for a second. Oh, it's dark in here. Let's get some lights. I need a brighter light source, I think, at some point. There we go. Hopefully that's all okay on YouTube. Yeah, so we're going to need to process this sugarcane into something else, and we can do that using a crusher. Same thing we use for the ores. We just drop this down, and then we're going to just configure it. And if I configure it to be items, I want the input not from the top, but from the back, which is what it says. Why aren't you? Oh, I'll probably need to pull this rather than... yeah, let's see if it just needs to be pulled. There we go. So it's now being pulled into the crusher. The crusher is then outputting biofuel. All right, it's nowhere to output right now, but that's where it's going to be doing. So, what we could do then is put a cover in place, just to keep everything separate. And then we want another bin. And that's going to be a problem because I'm not going to be able to get the power cable. Yeah, that's going to have to go one further down. EA preparation. Let's get rid of you and probably you as well. And this for now. That should do it. I'm probably going to have to rip the floor up again, which is that's typical for me. Let's put the bin in. By the way, the bins can hold up to 4,096 items, so if you're planning on stockpiling a lot, you're going to need more than this. So then we just go on, we want the logistical transport pipes, and we want to output to the top on this, output, and auto eject. There we go. So that's now doing our biomass. That's the next stage. Cover up you, cover up you. Fine, what do we do with the biomass? Well, there is a machine that we use with biomass. We use water, and we use, that's ethylene, that's our output, what we're going to get to. Hydrogen, water, and biomass. And we're going to get out of it ethylene, and we're going to get well, it's a material that we use to make plastics. Don't worry about it too much, I'm going to demonstrate it shortly. So I'm going to go and just knock out a few of the walls and get this ready, and I'll be right back once we're ready for the next step. So now we need to make the main machine, and that's called a pressurized reaction chamber. It's using the same stuff we've made before, so we first need to make an enrichment chamber. I don't think I have a spare one, so I'll create one. And then I need to make a couple of gas tanks, empty ones, and the rest, oh, dynamic tank, that is unusual. Okay, so do I have enough steel? One short on steel, of course I am. Thankfully I've got a little bit. Dynamic tanks are kind of like railcraft tanks, so we'll come back to those when we come to stockpiling lots of liquids. And then, of course it won't put it together, because why would you want to save me time dropping these stuff into the thing manually? Thanks Minecraft. There we go, pressurized reaction chamber. Let's go and take this and put it in place and find out that there is absolutely no way to make this look good in a wall. Mainly because all 6 sides are in use, or going to be in use, so there's nothing I can really do here to make this look seamless with the wall. That's going to annoy me more than it's going to annoy many of you. So I've got a pump at the back, and let's just, there we go. We're just going to hook the pump up to here, and we need power, so let's get some power for it. I've only got one cable, or is that just me? Where's the rest of my cables gone? I really only have one cable left. Oh, I know why. I'll show you that in a second. Let's just make some more cables, advanced universal cable. And we want, it's redstone. I'm running short on redstone because I'm running short on power. And around it goes. Yeah, steel, okay. 8 steel, I've only got 4, so. Yeah, I may have loads actually, I've just not put it through. Right, let's just get you sorted. We don't want the basic kind, we want the advanced kind, which means putting a couple of these in place. Yay, 16 cables. So, we need to hook up the pump, which is what that should do. So that should now be working constantly, although... Yeah, there we go, it's got... I'm not putting upgrades in it, I must upgrade them later. Just bear in mind, again, this is the kind of pump that can sometimes dry this out on a server restart. Just keep an eye on that water, make sure it's not going to dry out. I'm going to need some power, so let's just drop some cable here, and put our machine on top. Where are you? There you are. Okay, so the back side's already in use with water, the bottom's already in use with power. Inside, I've got a gas tank on the left, this is what this gauge is, and a gas tank on the right, that's what that gauge is, and these are the 2 items, power and water. So yeah, we've pretty much got all 6 sides, or we're going to have all 6 sides in use. So let's first of all, is that the mechanical? No, it's not mechanical, it's logistical. Mechanical pipe is a wrong name for things, it should just be like liquid pipe. Much easier that way. So, yeah, we're going to configure the left side, so... we're on items at the moment at the top, but because this uses everything, you've also got configuration for fluids and for gases, but let's just start with items. We want the input to be on the left, and the output for items, top, I think. Yeah, and then we're going to have another logistical transporter. Item pipe. It's an item pipe. And we're going to pull out of this, so we're going to need to reconfigure this to items, and then... Oh no, it'll auto-eject. That's fine. Yeah, there we go. So, now we need to do the other two sides, which is the front and right side, and I'm going to need... I think I'm going to refill it from the front, so I want to send stuff out of the right, and that's going to be... Oh no, actually, I may want to do the other way around. Yeah, no, front. What I'm going to do is put down some more gas generators. I've made a few more. 1, 2, 3. Again, this room's going to be awful. I like to hide things in walls, and I really can't. So, as you can see, these can be filled from different sides. I'm going to output not hydrogen, but ethylene this way. So, I want the output to be the front for gases. I want... output, there we go, and the input is not there. Input's going to be on the right, I think. Yeah, let's give that a try. So I want the gas pipe. What are you called again? No, not you. You. And we're going to say I want output. There we go. And on this side, I'm going to put the fence cable, and I've ran a cable all the way back to our processing room. I'm not going to mix it up with this cable because this is the independent source coming from the windmill. If you like, this is going to bootstrap the whole system, and eventually I should be able to remove that and then link it and just get rid of the things outside, and once I have enough power coming in. So let's first of all do this. You'll notice all the sugarcane has been processed into biomass now. These are already running because I've put some ethylene in them anyway. Don't worry about that just yet. We're now going to refill. I'll need to refill this from this side without me demolishing half the wall because I'm in the wrong mode. And well, we can probably leave this to be fairly ugly. Wrong stuff. Yeah. I was hoping to make this a bit neater, but fine for now. So what I'm going to do is put a tank here, and I've got a tank of hydrogen? I do. So important on the tanks are that the red dot is on the output side, so that's actually going to output. You won't be able to get output from the other sides. Something I learned. So that's going in, and hydrogen on the left-hand side here. So we've got water, we've got hydrogen from the back and the right. We don't have items yet, but we're outputting, or should be outputting, gases. Eject, auto-eject. So that should come out of here, through here, into these machines. And we may want to have a bottle somewhere for overflow. I'll sort that out later. In the meantime, let's turn this thing on. So all we need to do, I think, is give it some items. There we go. And you'll hear a slight humming noise. And it's producing gas. So if we go into here, these is actually full. Oh, there's my gas tank I was looking for. Are you refilling? You are refilling. So the important part with ethylene is that it burns much slower than hydrogen. You can produce with the same amount of hydrogen. Remember, we're just pulling it from this gas tank. That same amount of hydrogen. Oh, you'll see yeah, we'll come back to that. You get the same amount of hydrogen. You can go into this machine with your farm stuff, your biomass, whatever farm stuff you choose, and out of it is going to come ethylene, which burns a lot slower, which also I believe burns more powerfully. Not quite so sure on that front, but these should be hooked up now, I think. And if they are, they're not burning though. Maybe we've maxed out. Maybe I haven't connected it. Yeah, I haven't connected it. Derp. Let's just connect this up. And actually, I probably want to get rid of those. They're burning hydrogen. I don't want hydrogen, so yeah, let's get rid of those. And let's just hook you up with some cable. Yeah, that's going to be a bit OCD. Sorry, I have to be as clean as I can, really. There we go. So that should have started the gas burning generators burning. We're going down in RF. But these are actually working now. Yeah, they've all emptied. So are we fast enough with just 3, I wonder? It looks like we're still dropping in RF. That is actually all connected now. Looks to be. Hopefully I'm not getting any energy loss on the cables, but we can just put another couple of gas generators now because we have the ethylene spare, or we should have. See, it's in the pipes now, so we're backed up. 1, 2, they are empty, which is good. That's exactly what we want. And I want power. So they should all be burning now, and I shouldn't be losing power. Let's have a look. Yeah, we're gaining power. More importantly, we're not burning through the hydrogen to actually invalidate that. So I can actually look at adding more electrolytic... what is the word for that? Separator. I keep forgetting that I'm work for the machine. Yeah, so we have enough power probably now to start looking at an excess, which means we can put more gas generators in without having to have more of these. I am still getting an excess of hydrogen, even though just the sheer amount of ethylene I get out of it means I just have lots and lots of hydrogen. I can put another gas tank over here if I want one in front of this bin. Speaking about the bin, I did mention you get this substrate stuff, and substrate is used to make more substrate. It depends. You can reconfigure the PRC to actually do more than one thing. Most important of that, though, is that you can make it into HDPE pellets, which are the plastics. You then make HDPE sheets, which then turn into plastic blocks, and you can make glow panels and all kinds of other stuff with the sheets in different colors. So if you are a decorative kind of person, and I'm not, then you might want to use those for your own ends. But for the moment, I'm just going to use this for, that's ethylene, that's hydrogen. So if I just dump this here and stick another one of these tubes, not there. I don't think they can mix, so I've got to get a cover. Do I have any covers? I should have loads. And then I can put one in. And that should work just fine if I check these. See, look how fast these are burning down. Yeah, not fast at all. Because these, if we look at just how fast they burn, it is very slow. There it goes, that's one, and there's 18,000 in there, so yeah, that's going to do for a good amount of time. So here's my generator room. I'm probably going to dig down and underneath for the next episode to do more stuff. Maybe get rid of all of this kind of stuff just to keep it mechanism, and then we're going to look into tier 4. I think we should be able to scale this up enough now to get into tier 4, which is going to require a lot more of these machines, but it does get us more and more ore, which is the point of the whole thing. So thanks for staying with me for this episode. Next episode is episode 6, obviously. If you like this episode, like, share, and subscribe. Share it with other people. Leave me a comment if you want to have oh God. If you want to let me know anything I've made a mistake on. If you want to let me know anything that you want to cover. One quick final thing is that you may want to get one of these gauge droppers. Occasionally, you'll find the PRC machine goes a bit wrong, depending on how you set it up. What you may find out is that, for some reason, this left tank may end up with ethylene in it, and there's no way to clean it out, apart from using a gauge dropper, where you can just click it on and fill it up with hydrogen, which will empty out that tank. There's no other way to dump the tanks. I wish there were, you know, just a way to break it or to get rid of the tanks, or shift right click or something. Nope, you can't dump the tanks. So just bear in mind you want the gauge dropper if you need to do anything like that. And you can just empty it into a tank like this, so you don't lose anything. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.